Okay, guys, let's get right to it. The Virginia gang joining us now. Who we got? We got Philip Van Cleve on the phone. Philip, hang in there because we got a lot to talk about, Philip. But first, we got to get to Saxman. We got to get to John. John, what's up with the beard? It's gray.
Well, it's been gray, but I've been gone for a week, so I'm trying to figure out how to make it work.
Shave it.
What's crazy about this, real quick? I grew this beard when I had a black beard because I hired a guy who was 10 years older than me to be my deputy in the U.S. Senate, and everybody thought he was the boss. So I grew the beard so that I would look a little older. Now it's gray, and I can't decide whether I need to do something. I'm going through this crisis about looking older, and it's just one of those things. I think
John,
it looks okay.
No, John, I got the solution for you. It's called a razor.
Well, yeah. Do I do that?
Yeah, shave it off. You look
does
old.
That make me look 10 years younger? I'm 55 right now, so would that make me look 45?
No, right now you look 65.
No, please don't tell me that.
Yeah,
you're going to cause
shave the beard,
drama all weekend. With
shave the beard. You look 50.
This is like a psyops. He's trying to mess with me and have me thrown off all weekend with this.
Go team. Get rid of the beard. Like Saxman doesn't have a beard. I don't have a beard. Like we're groomed.
I did. I had a beard until it got extremely white, and I was starting to get a little Santa Claus-ish. And then someone said, "Hey, you look like your uncle, who's like 12 years older than I am." I was like, "Whoop, that's gone."
Well,
that's where I am. And the Santa Claus thing really hurts me. That's the campaign weight that I put on that
you look kind of Santa Clausy with the beard. Anyway, look, I'm not going to go over your. I'm not going to go over your personal tastes. All I know is my wife tells Ann's got one rule for me, Saxman. One rule, because I'm a big guy, right? She's like, look, dude, I got one rule, right? One. As long as your shoulders are bigger than your gut, I'm good. So that's why I do 75 push-ups a day. That's her. One rule is good, and but I take it to heart because she says, as soon as that gut gets bigger than your shoulders, forget it. Okay, I'm out. So that's what I got to do. Other than that, I'm good to go. Plus, this is the benefit, guys. I'm going to give you a little benefit. People that have tattoos on their arms like I do, I got two sleeves. Here's the benefit. I'm going to give you the benefit, right?
Of tattoos?
Of the tattoos on your arms, because I have two, what they call sleeves. Here's the benefit. There is a benefit. The benefit is you cannot let your arms get flabby as you get older, or they look really loud. They look really ridiculous. You look like a clown. So that forces you to keep your arms. Keep your arms somewhat toned. Doesn't have to be like, Mr. Weightlifter, but you can't let the flab go.
You have two sleeves?
Yes.
Do you really? I would not have known that.
More help tips from John Fredericks. It's what I need on a Friday morning.
You just never days.
You never know, right?
I was downtown in Richmond, and these banker-looking guys have neck tattoos. And they look like they're in there maybe in their early 30s.
Nope.
To me, I grew up at a time where if you had a neck tattoo, you were not going to get a job at a bank, or probably any job like that.
Any job.
I don't know.
Yeah, any job, right?
Right. I mean, you could. And I'm not demeaning anybody, but there were just things that you would be cut out of.
To this day, they're looked down on. But people do what they do, and so. But the other tough thing with it is, all my three kids have tats. All of them. They're all tatted up, and it's like, what do you say to them? Dad, I want to get a tattoo, and I'm 18. No. Well, excuse me. Look at you. I mean, so it's
the things you used to be able to say to make someone rethink that's no longer valid, as evidenced by. I mean, you can't say, well, if you want this kind of job or you want to be accepted in this type of society, that doesn't work anymore. I have no tattoos. When I was in my fraternity, everybody on the day we finished pledging and became members of the brothers in the fraternity, everybody went and got a tattoo, except me. And people were like, oh, I can't believe, I was like, I'm just not and that was the only time in my life where I might have considered doing it. And I'm not dissing everybody else. It's just not.
It's not for you. Tyler likes your beard, so you're good. Tyler
Okay, good.
It's like Mikey,
Kind
right?
of the producer.
Mikey likes the cereal. Tyler likes your beer. You're good
Thank
to go.
you, Tyler.
All right, guys. We've. I know this is enthralling conversation for our national audience.
Different than what we would normally talk about. Maybe people find that interesting.
It's a welcome break.
Yeah.
It is all started by George Thurgood on a Friday morning.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love George Thurgood.
I'm such
a fan of George. I'm such a fan. Anyway, all said that. Let's get to business. Okay.
Here's the depressing stuff.
Huge. This Judge Hurley, Jack Hurley, in Tazewell, Virginia, just eviscerated the Democrats' power scheme to have this referendum on these 4 seats they're trying to steal. I mean, he didn't only shoot it down, but Saxman, he took a flamethrower to it, he burned it, then he hit it with a bazooka, then he peed on it. I mean, that thing was just, he crushed it. He said there's 4 basic things. I could strike this down on any of the 4 added together. It's like a quinella, like this thing's out. So that's gone. Now they're going to appeal it to the Supreme Court of Virginia. They're going to need 4 of the 7 votes. I just get to Saxman. None of us 3 here are lawyers, but how does 4 judges look at Hurley's just eviscerating set of rulings and pass this?
Well, they might return it to the lower court. I don't think they can overturn it. They might, and I don't know if it's going to the appellate court first before it goes to the Supreme Court.
No, it's going straight. They're appealing it straight to the Virginia Supreme Court.
Well,
straight there.
That's why we have a court system, and they'll render their judgment. But Judge Hurley definitely looked at this thing and said, "Wrong," and wrong.
And he cited the law. It wasn't just opining.
It's a very good sound judicial ruling on gerrymandering, the manner in which the Democrats did it, not complying with the statutes. Circuit court clerks have to post constitutional amendments. Was it 90 days before an election? They didn't do it. So there's a lot to go on here, but I stopped following court rulings and trying to figure out what the hell these people are saying. When I sat in the 10th Circuit in Denver and listened to one of my friends have his case against Nestle thrown out on appeal after he won $14.5 million against the world's largest food company. And I didn't know. And as a legislator, I had no idea what they were saying. I was like, I have no idea what these people are saying. It was a foreign language, I swear to God. And that's one of the things that confounds me about our legal system, our judicial system, is that the average person has no concept of what these people are saying or ruling on. They need more clarity.
But I think it ends it, John Reed. I can't see after the depth of that ruling, and he started his ruling by saying this has nothing to do with policy. Like, I'm not involved in that. I'm just going to rule on the fact that you're trying to do this, and there's not an intervening election. There's not this or there's not that. Cited all the laws. They were 0 for 4, and I thought the most damning thing he said was, "I would strike this down if any of these 4 didn't hold." Right. None of them hold. Therefore, you're batting 0.
Right.
You have nowhere to go with this. And you look at that and you say, how could 4 judges say overturn that and say no, he's wrong when he cited the law? I think this thing is dead for 26. Now, it's going to pass for 28, right? No doubt about that. They have the votes to do it. And then there's no intervening election. And all the 4 things that the judge cited, that Hurley cited, go out the window in 28. So it's going to happen in 28. But no way this is going to these lines get changed, John, in 26.
Listen, if they obey the law is pretty clear. The Democrats didn't touch the bases. If it's a grand slam home run, you still got to touch first, second, third, and home. And everybody has an expectation of that, even though they know that you're going to score. The Democrats, in their arrogance, have chosen not to do that. I'm just going to say something, and people are going to be mad about it. And it's just an observation. Over the last few years, I think the legal community has become very scared. There's always been anxiety about who reappoints judges. Whoever's in charge gets to be in charge of who's on the bench. And of course, you want to be aware of your own ability to keep your job. But I think there's something else going on the last few years that I haven't observed in Virginia before, like the Jay Jones thing. People have been scared to death to talk about Jay Jones. Yes, he's the attorney general now. That's a little shocking to me, but that's who the voters picked. I find that abhorrent. But there is a chill in the legal community, and I think it's because they know the Democrats are vicious, man. You go after one of them, and I'm probably stupid for saying something like this in public because they might try to come after me for what I don't know, but people lie all the time. I think there's a vicious hostility that we're not used to in this state. And I'm just throwing it out there. People should keep their eyes open. I think the legal community is being intimidated and silenced because they know the Democrats will come after them.
Let me paraphrase what you're saying.
Yes.
You're saying that 4 judges could overturn this out of political fear of retribution and not getting reappointed by the judges, even though Hurley made this an airtight legal argument.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible, but I think the voices from the legal community that would have validated this judge's very sound legal response to the solicitors here, those voices you're not going to hear because everybody's intimidated. They're scared of these people, and there's probably, look at what they've done. I think there's a reason to be scared of them. I'm not. What are you going to do to me at this point?
Look at, okay, we got Morrissey will come in and comment on that.
Yeah, so he probably has a real perspective.
We'll just hold this. We'll hold this thought for a second.
Well, to John's point, though, I mean, we've seen judges that have been doxxed. We've had judges that have been protested, attacked around this country, and I'm sure that's that has to go in part of their thinking. The Supreme Court's a little different because they have lifetime appointments, and the state Supreme Court of Virginia does not. I think they're 12-year terms. So it could come into play. I hope it doesn't. I hope they rule on the law. I think the law is pretty clear here. You have to post the constitutional amendment 90 days before an election. They didn't do that. And that's one of the criteria of getting a constitutional amendment to the people in a proper form. They just didn't follow the law. And I think that's a pretty easy case to make.
John,
notwithstanding the fact they shouldn't be doing it regardless. I mean, we should not be
right. It's a bad idea in the first place.
You know what?
Bad if Texas does it, bad if Missouri does it, bad if North Carolina does it, California.
Again, we'll wait on this for Joe. I want to get to we're going to get to Phil Van Cleve in a minute on guns. The Democrats in a week have put a tax on everything. I mean, the taxes are going up. Somebody told me the other day that the effective income tax now, if this stuff, and Spencer is signing them all, the effective income tax increase in Virginia will go from 5.5% to 13.5%. So basically, you're going to be paying the highest tax in the country. I mean,
when we have a surplus, for God's sake,
do people understand? Do people understand what they voted for, Saxman?
Well, no one ran on a tax increase, broad-based income tax increase. No one ran on service tax increases. No one ran on this stuff. They did run on paid family leave bill, but they forgot to include that that's a direct payroll tax of almost 1% for every employee, W-2 employee in the Commonwealth to go for this plan. That they did run on. They didn't tell you about the payroll tax. The other stuff, I don't know if it's going to make it out of committee or through the chambers or not, but they have been proposed. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. And just because they're Democrats doesn't mean they're going to pass it. I think calmer heads will prevail because they know that that's not making life more affordable for Virginians. And so I would caution everyone to saying, oh my God, they're going off the deep edge. They're so far left, they're communist, socialist, whatever it is. Because if they don't do it, then they come back and say, we didn't do that. And then you're sort of stuck off the edge and having the branch sawed off behind you.
Well, I'm going to say we stopped you because we exposed your fraudulent. I mean,
I would read on that. I think we nailed it. That's why we're here, because we're all going screaming.
Raise the flag of caution, but don't say they have done it and therefore it's going to.
Well, they're trying to do it, and if it gets out of committee, Spenberg is going to sign them all. That's been our position.
If somebody approaches me on the street and says, "I'm not trying to rob you," and the next thing you know, they're sticking a gun in your back and go in your wallet.
That's what we do. That's no question about what we do.
What about these electric bills going up 300%? Did somebody explain that to me? How's that happening?
Well, demand is ahead of supply, plain and simple. There's no other way to cut this thing. Demand is way ahead of supply right now. People are in massive demand trying to heat their homes. Can you imagine if we were relying on renewables, solar and wind to power everything? That currently is 4% of our generation in Virginia. 4%.
Unbelievable.
We use 6 times as much coal as we do wind in this state. And there's nothing being generated by solar right now. Zero. So the fantasy of renewables and we'll all live on the green grid, it's a fantasy land, and we've got to get back to the simple math and let fossil fuels heat and power our homes and our businesses and our cars and whatever, but you just can't get there from here.
Especially when it's 9 degrees out here in Washington, D.C. All right, Phil Van Cleve, hang in there. I just got to finish the conversation with Joe. Joe, you predicted this. You said that this gerrymandering ruse, which is I call it, to steal 4 seats, you said it would never pass. You and Peterson, Chap Peterson, said it would never pass muster, and you said it would not pass because it was not an intervening election. You also cited 2 of the other 3 things that Judge Hurley ruled. So you were spot on here, Joe. Now the concern is, does the Supreme Court, which is going to get appealed to, do they get political and get scared? But how do they overturn what Judge Hurley said? I mean, it's airtight.
Well, I hope they don't overturn it, because as a former Democrat that sat in the Virginia State Senate along with another Democrat, Chap Peterson, what the Democrats did, and I mean Democrats in the House of Delegates and the State Senate last year before the 2025 election, and what they did last week was so blatantly wrong that it should be clear and apparent to everybody. Fortunately, a circuit court judge has ruled, as I predicted they would. What your question is, what will the Supreme Court do? I am prayerful that they will not look at the political side of it and will simply look at what the law is and say, we're going to follow the law and not worry about any judicial reappointments on the Supreme Court level. This was, everybody talks about 2 wrongs don't make a right, that the Democrats it's a power grab and this and that. I focused on just look at the law. The law requires, of course, 2 consecutive General Assembly sessions to approve the resolution, followed by an intervening election. Last year, we were 40 days into the 2025 election when that legislation was passed. By that, I mean early voting. You follow me?
Right.
How do you say that early voting was wasn't part of the election process? You can't say that. The other thing, do you remember me pointing out that the state law, the Virginia Code, requires that any resolution be posted in every circuit court in the state, 30, 40 days before the election? That wasn't done. Mm-hmm. It was wrong on so many levels. I'm glad that the Court of Appeals the Circuit Court did what they did. It will be appealed to the Supreme Court, and hopefully, I would love to see a unanimous ruling from the Supreme Court. 7 Supreme saying, you're wrong. And I'm going to end by saying this. I'm talking about Democrats, Republicans, stood together in the House and in the Senate in 2020, 6 years ago, and we said, we are sick and tired collectively of gerrymandering. This is bad for our state. Let's have a nonpartisan redistricting commission. And we established it. And all those Democrats that were talking and speaking and posturing and politicking about we need to do this now say, oh, well, we got to tweak it. It is temporarily. It is silly.
Did you guys see the map they put out?
No, they put it out. It's coming out today, apparently.
Yeah, I got a preview of the map. Oh, okay. I mean, it would be like you got a barrel of snakes and took a picture of it. I mean, that's basically what the map was. They had one district going from Fairfax. Get this, it was going from Fairfax to Chesapeake. What the hell does Chesapeake have to do with Fairfax? I mean, it was insane what they what they've
Remember,
done.
we said that we want districts that are compact. That means, if you can see me on TV right now, compact and contiguous. And Chris might remember this. I did a Christmas card back when I was in the House, when Chris and I served in the House of Delegates together, to all my delegates, and I said, it shows a bunch of politicians sitting around a table late at night, and they're redrawing the maps. And then I lived in the 74th district, and they said, by God, Mr. Speaker, we've got the perfect 74th district, which was mine. And it showed a snake slurping all the way up to Fairfax County and encumbered about 9 different delegates. The point is, nobody wants, and it was a joke, of course, nobody wants this. We want compact, contiguous districts. Politicians can't do it, folks. They can't do it. They're incapable of looking out for anybody other than themselves when it comes to redistricting. That's why we have that commission.
All right, Virginia gang, we've got former state senator, former Democrat Joe Morrissey, now an independent. We hope he's soon to be mayor of Petersburg. He's revitalized that. Chris Saxman, former House of Delegates member, Shenandoah Valley Republican. Saxman coming with me to Iowa on the bus tour. Don't forget, we got a big straw poll out, and you want to do that. It's on my X feed at JF Radio Show.
When's that trip?
You can rank your candidates there. That is, we leave. Saxman and I leave on the 8th of February, Super Bowl day. So we haven't figured. I haven't figured out. I got to leave either early to watch it in Iowa or very late to see some of it, see it on the plane. I have to figure that out. I already bet Seattle, so that's already a done deal. And also with us is John Reed, former candidate lieutenant governor, former radio show host, WRVA, now the podcaster of his podcast, The Reed Revolution. Soon to be a new addition to the John Fredericks Media Network when we get all the details worked out, of which we have none, because he's got.
I haven't called you back, and I apologize for that.
John,
excuse me for that.
You got a phone? Does it dial?
I do.
You hit the button. You hit
Man,
send.
I am.
He calls me all the time. We talk all the time, John.
When is John Fredericks Radio going public, John? I mean, I want to buy back my stock that I purchased 5 years ago.
We're a little bit short of the top line revenue criteria for going public. Just a tad. Maybe we'll get there in 2090. Okay, let's get to. We're going to bring in our good friend